Hi mathematicians, in this video I am going to show you how to graph an inequality that has two variables in it. And because of the way this problem is set up, it is going to be easiest to solve this one by a procedure that we call graphing by intercepts. So remember that the x-axis is here and the x-intercept is where does the graph hit the x-axis. So in order to find the x-intercept, you take the constant term. I'm going to put that in a different color. So you take the constant and you divide it by, since I'm finding the x-intercept, you divide it by the number, the coefficient that is in front of the x. So -6 divided by 1 gives me -6. So we will have a coordinate right here on the x-axis right at the -6 to represent the x-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we're going to take that same -6, but instead of dividing it by the number in front of the x, because we're finding the y-intercept, we're going to divide it by the number, the coefficient in front of the y, and that gives me -2. So on the y-axis, I'm going to put a coordinate right here at -2. So I'm getting ready to take these coordinates and connect them using a line, but I have to decide one of two things. Either I'm going to connect the coordinates with a solid line that looks like this, or a dotted line, which looks like that. And the way you tell the difference, which one you should do, if your inequality symbol has an equal to sign in it, you make a solid line. And if your inequality does not have an equal to sign underneath it, you make a dotted, or we also call it a dashed line. We use this two different words to mean the same thing. So if I look at my inequality symbol that I'm given in this problem, it has an equal to sign in it. You can see right here, there's an equal to sign. So that means we're going to connect our coordinates with a solid line. So I made myself a nice solid line that goes all the way across the graph. And when we're graphing inequalities on a number line, we have to make a decision. Don't write what I'm writing right now. To either shade above the line or below the line. And in this case, I need to go back and look at my inequality. So my inequality symbol is a greater than symbol. And where do you think of numbers that are greater? You think of them as being up. So that is why we are going to, on the graph here, we are going to shade above the line because that is greater than. And of course, there's always a way for us to check using our Desmos graphing calculator. So look, I typed the inequality into the Desmos graphing calculator. You can see that I have the same x and y-intercept. You can see I have a solid line, and you can see that they shaded it up, so I know that I did it right. So this handout also asks you to determine one solution to this inequality. So that means an x or y coordinate that is up here in the shaded region, or because we have a solid line, a solution to this particular inequality could also be any coordinate that is on the line. So just two examples, although there are a whole bunch of possibilities. I could say this coordinate right here is a solution because it's in the shaded region. So that would be 3, 4. So positive 3, positive 4. Oops, wrong color. And I could choose a solution that hits on the line. So hey, let's do the y-intercept. So 0, -2 would also be a solution. And again, the reason I can use a number that is on the line is because it's a solid line. Okay, why don't you go ahead and pause the video and try to graph the next inequality. Actually, I forgot. I did not give you this paper for this one. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together, guys. Okay, pause the video. Try to graph this one yourself, and then restart the video when you're ready to check. So the first thing I did was find my x-intercept, and I did that by doing -6 divided by 1, that number in front of the x. Then to find my y-intercept, I did -6 divided by 2. So you can see I got my -6 for my x-intercept, -3 for my y-intercept. For my next step, because my inequality symbol has no equal to sign underneath it, that means we do a dotted line, which you can see I used to connect the coordinates. And then last but not least, because my inequality sign is a less than, what do we think of when we think of the word less? We think of down. So I'm going to shade underneath the line. I typed my inequality into Desmos, and you can see that I did get it correct because my x-intercept is the same, my y-intercept is the same, and I have the dotted line. And then finally, I need to find a solution, which would be any number, any ordered pair that is in the shaded region, but a solution will not be anything on the line because it is a dotted line, which means no equal to. So this time, the only solutions available for me to choose are the ones that are in the shaded region. So I'm just going to choose one at random here, and I'm going to choose that one, even though there's more than one right answer. And I'm going to label it as -3, -3. But again, you could have had a different solution.